How's it going? I'm here at the stage where we're going to be starting to do the trim on the barrel door. And this is actually kind of interesting just because of this is going to be the trim for the exterior part of the door. And I'm taking a look at this and I'm just wondering what's the best way to go about it. Let me just show you how I got to this decision of what we're going to do. This here is the OSB is the shape of the door, exactly, and what you see around here, there is a strip that's all the way around the plywood. Now that's acting as the reveal on the door, and door reveals are very finicky. You want to make sure that it's as consistent all the way around, because if you've ever had a door where it's rubbing at the top or not shutting, it's just really annoying going through a door where the reveals aren't consistent all the way around. Now this strip is just going to allow me for the space off the door, and that way when I go when I start putting my other strips, what I wanted to see was a trim that continued from bottom all the way to the top, so it literally is one piece going all the way around. Now for me to achieve that, I had to do it with a bunch of strips right there. If you take a look there, extremely labor intensive ripping all those pieces, and I found that ripping them to just under 1/4 inch, 3/16, gave me the best bend without the material breaking. And let me just tell you, just show you other ways. You might know something better, but typically on here is the door, and it kind of goes in like that. Here's the bottom of the door. Now you can do this out of any kind of material you want. The challenge is how do you get the bend on material that's straight? So what you would probably do is you would get a 2x12, and the 2x12 would probably come up to about there, like that, and then you would cut this part away and this side on the outside, and then you would have that curve and it'll go to there, and then you would probably want a biscuit joint or make a nice joint connection that goes up to there, another joint there, and it'd be a piece like that you'd cut that away, and the same thing on the other side going down. Now you can do that on the interior, but the reason why I didn't go that route for the exterior is because anytime that you make a miter joint on the outside for trim, there's always the potential for that coming apart with the weather when it's exposed to the sun and the rain. These parts will eventually open up. So that was the concern that I had, why I didn't want to do that. I will probably do something like that on the other side, being that it's on the inside. But on the outside, my trim, I want to make it so that it's those pieces that are going all the way around the door like that. And the glue that I'm wanting to do, it's kind of a process of laminating a bunch of pieces. I got a glue that's good for outside. You just want to, don't get an interior glue, you just want to get something that's going to handle the weather outside. And I think it's going to be really cool. So we're going to try this and we're going to see how it goes. And yeah, so hope you enjoy that. All right. Now we just finished gluing on the last layers for the trim around the door. And so this is how it looks. Again, we have the shape of the door down here. And this is the door size, and with this first strip here is just a heavy 1/8, and that gives me a nice even reveal around the door for it to shut in between the jamb. And this trim here is going to be flush with the door jamb, and what that allows me to do, so these are the hinges that I'm going to use. It just looks really cool. Typically when you use door hinges, it's usually on the inside of the jamb, and that way you're not able to take out the screws to pop the hinges off from the outside. And what we're going to do here is we're going to use carriage bolts, and it'll be bolted on the other side, so this will be perfectly secure. You wouldn't be able to pop that off once it's on the door. But this gives me the right thickness that I want, and as you can see, we used about 8 clamps to do this glue lamp. and a lot of blocks. So what you can see here, the length of my door is 80 inches, which is a typical door height. And the width I just made it to any width that I wanted, and this one was 40 inches. So that gave me, for the curve, a radius of 20 inches. So in one of the videos I explained, but you just measure down from the top 20 inches on both sides, and then you cut yourself an arc, and then that's the top, and you kind of do the same thing on the bottom. And if you can see down here, as it starts to barrel in or go in down at the bottom, what we did is we screwed some blocks on the edge, and then we hammered shims in to get it nice and tight. So that's how we did it there. So once the glue's all set, the pieces of wood has a memory, but once the glue is set, it's actually going to stay in that position. So I'm hoping this is going to work well once it goes onto the wall. And yeah, there we go. I like the song, Toby.
It's filming, you know?
Yeah. It's a good song, man. Yeah. Alright, here we go. We got the, starting the process to do the liner. We got the trim outside for the outside of this door, just the glue setting up. Now I want to start lining this. And if you can take a look down there, that there was the attempt of doing the liner out of double 1/8 inch thicknesses for the liner, and it was just breaking. There were so many knots, and it just didn't work out. But you know what? We're not going to give up. We're going to try doing it a different plywood style, and it's going to be great. All right. Alright, should we get back to work? Okay. Woo. It's gonna be beautiful. Just need to make sure it's taking the curve. Nice. All right, so now we're getting ready to put the trim up on the wall, and in behind me I just finished putting the liner in, and then what I did was I screwed a couple stop blocks up there, and then I made a couple reference points on the trim so that as it goes on I can bring it to those lines. And so this here, now when I take this here, I'm able to cut the bottom. So if you take a look, we just ran them long. And this here, the door threshold, this is aluminum, and the weather stripping will go in at the bottom. And then when I extend the liner on here and put the weather stripping on the side, that will go all the way around. And right in here, I ended the door threshold at the edge of this trim, so that when all the siding goes on, it just lines up deadly. So right now, I'm just going to get ready to make a line for cutting the bottom. Just take a look. Yep, that's where I want it to be. So I'm just going to eyeball that. There we go. Got that side. That's going to be my cut line. All right. there's my cut lines, and I'm going to just cut that with the circular saw or chop saw. All right, sweet. So now that we just cut that line that we eyeballed, and I put this trim back on the reference point, make sure it's going in the same place. And I just want to bring that in just to see how we need to do any more adjustments. And it looks like that's right where I want to be sitting. I think that's just going to be gorgeous. All right.